want to talk about financial security. Of course, we all want it, and you can look to the future actually by learning from the past. Local money expert J.B. Bryan is here to explain. We're going back to the future, so to speak, right?
Definitely. And I think this is worth discussing. It really is. There's things that we can learn that has not worked out for people who have gone through these things before us, such as if you look up the statistically, the U.S. peaked in its savings rate in personal savings in 1975, Cheryl. So we were saving at about just over 17% of our income we were saving in the 1970s.
That doesn't surprise me, though, because interest rates for savings accounts were a lot higher.
True, right? That could have
been. There was an incentive to save.
That could have been the incentive, you're right, because now the savings rate is flirting at 4%. So we have to be very careful and learn that, this is not a good habit. This trend is not good. That our parents that may have started the decline in the 80s and the 90s, that we have to move back to the 75 and start into the 17% that was in the 70s and even higher. Japan has a 50% savings rate. Wow. Mexico, 20%. So I think that some of this is attributed to the strong economy that we're enjoying. So the confidence is leading to having credit being easy to get. And you're thinking, unfortunately, that maybe I can, just put off savings. I could just use the credit card or, whatever that thought process is, we have to make sure that we start saving more. We do need to avoid the debt, save more, and prepare for the unexpected.
So does that savings take into account that we're putting more into like retirement savings, and then the 4% is just like a savings account?
Oh, no, that is personal savings.
Everything.
That's right,
that's
right.
Okay. All right.
Good question.
So the thing is, we talk about this all the time, is planning and saving for retirement, but a lot of people still live for today and live above their means too, so that impacts savings as well.
And living above your means is something that we really want to make sure that we avoid and live below your means so that you can save more and that you can prepare for what is expected now. As a long retirement. Now, we can learn from past generations that retirements are getting longer. That the 65-year-old today should expect to live to about 84 or older.
Right, so at least 20 years of retirement if you're lucky.
But look at the 35-year estimates on 35-year-olds are expected to live past 95, Cheryl.
So they've got to save a little bit more.
So they need to save more, live below their means, increase that savings rate, and definitely increase the savings rate. And think about the importance of why they should make sure they stay out of debt so that they'll have a more comfortable retirement.
Right.
Yes, indeed.
One of the points that you had here that you wanted to talk about, it says be loyal to your career, not your job. What does that mean?
Thank you. True. Very good point, because we need to realize that past generations were very loyal to their job. But now we need to realize that companies aren't keeping you as long. Companies are being bought out. Company pensions are diminishing. You're seeing that there's more responsibility on your savings, that you actually save more. So definitely we need to realize that there's research that shows that the payroll company, ADP, says that on average, people, when they change a job, their income goes up over 4%. So, Cheryl, there's definitely an incentive there to change that job in order to increase your interest rate, in order to make sure that your long retirement is comfortable and you can save more. Change your job, get a 4% raise, you automatically have an extra 4%. You can take that 4% savings to 8% just from a job change. Wow.
And that seems like a millennial thought process too, is that they're not looking at a career staying at a company for 25 years and getting the gold watch. They want to work for someplace 2 or 3 years and move on. And again, statistics show when you move jobs, you tend to increase your salary. If you stay in a job, it tends to not go up as fast.
Yeah, you don't get that 4% bump.
Right.
You might get a bump, but a 4% bump by staying, generally you may have sacrificed a lot of bumps. You may change that. Changing jobs tends to give you a much bigger bump, but make sure that you change job to get that increase, because sometimes people just change for lateral moves, and that's not a good idea.
Right.
So that's a very good point, to make sure that we're learning that it's important to diversify as well. One thing that we should learn from the past is that just because an investment does well one year, it doesn't mean that it's going to do well the next year or every year thereafter.
We have to stay on top
let's
of
learn
it.
that from past generations, how important diversification really is for us going forward.
All right, thank
That's
you, JB.
right.
Some great advice today. Diversify and look to the past to get forward in the future. Save more. Save more. You can get more of JB Bryan's money wisdom through her free financial workshops and webinars. We'll put a link to more information on our website. Just go to WTVR.com/VTM by early this afternoon.